We've all been there. You're sitting at the dinner table and your dog is giving you those bittersweet puppy dog eyes. While it's tempting to share your nibbles or your dinner with your dog or give them that extra scoop of food, it's definitely not ideal. Many of our furry friends end up a little bit chubby-wubby, a little bit overweight. So
more than a little bit sometimes. Yeah,
I know.
Sometimes they're pretty big.
You told me that my dog Zara's a kilo overweight.
I probably did.
Yeah,
that sounds like something I'd say.
She's a chubba-wubba.
Okay, sure.
So what causes dogs to be obese or chubba-wubbas?
Yeah, sure. Look, most of the time, you might say like 95% of the time, it's excessive calories. Mm-hmm. I mean, there are a small percent of dogs where, and cats, let's say where their thyroid gland becomes underactive, so their metabolism slows down. That's really quite rare. Occasionally we'll see older dogs develop arthritis and they'll become less active. So to be fair, if they've been very active dogs and they've undergone a fairly sort of radical lifestyle change because of arthritic pain, if we've maintained the same calories in the diet, they'll get a bit porky as well. But I mean, the vast majority of obese dogs we see, it's just good, old-fashioned, simple overfeeding. So I think there are three like pretty big myths around obesity in dogs, and a big one would be that treats don't add up, whereas treats totally add up.
It's like us people.
Oh my god, it's so easy.
We can't eat 10 Snickers.
Well,
and not expect some sort of...
I can, but you probably shouldn't, but you can.
You can, but you're going to have some sort of consequence. The same for your dog.
Exactly, like treats add up. I think we also tend to believe that we can out-train a bad diet. So we think that, maybe instead of taking their food away because of the puppy dog eyes, we think, maybe we'll just walk them some more. But in reality, they're such efficient athletes that, again, unless you sort of undergo like a radical lifestyle shift and you're just running like crazy, they're not going to burn off those calories. So really, it is sort of dietary control.
So unlike us, we could do a bit of exercise to burn those calories, whereas pets, no.
Look, certainly dogs, they have to work a lot for them to lose weight from exercise alone. Yeah, they're very efficient athletes. They can trot just all day. So.
They can. So the best thing is just to limit their food intake.
Correct. Yeah. So really control the calories, right? So, I mean, I think there are pros and cons to just about every different kind of diet out there, but certainly one pro to let's say a kibble diet is that at least the amount of calories in each bag, provided you're using the same brand, are just very consistent, and so you can basically adjust the volume fed based on whether they're losing weight or not. So, I mean, let's say you want to get your dog to lose weight, you may drop their food down by 15 to 20%, which is a really good place to start, and then you might cut out treats. But then let's say you reweigh them and, their metabolism's adjusted and maybe they're not losing the weight they were meant to, then you can actually just, decrease that food just by a little bit more. That food volume a little bit more. Or, you can have a chat with the vet and, we sell some very good diet foods. But, there's obviously a few options there.
Because I know with my dog, Zara, she steals the other dog's food when we're not looking.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is that calorie control thing. So, stealing food is, you can't control the calories. If they're getting treats, you can't control them.
No.
I think if there's a lot of variance in the composition of a home-cooked diet, that becomes very difficult to control their calories as well. So you've got a few challenges there, definitely. So feeding separately is a great place to start. Yeah.
So how can we tell then if our dog's overweight besides our vet saying your dog's a chubba-wubba?
Yeah, I mean, vets are going to be the best, the best barometer. I think we're obviously just better informed in that regard.
Because you weigh them as soon as they come in and the average.
We weigh them and we feel the fat rolls, So if you can grab like the back of the neck, if you've got that fat roll at the back of the neck, that's a bad one. Look, generally speaking, you should be able to feel ribs. Most dogs should have like a deeper chest than their tummy. If they're just like this trunk,
sausage
generally,
dog kind of looking.
But even Daxies, like even our sausage dogs, they should still have deeper chests and tucked up little bellies. If they're sort of like very sausage looking, you've probably got a problem. But certainly, I think.
And if they keep getting rounded, then that's definitely a problem.
Rounded, yeah. They can't walk anywhere. They just have to roll everywhere. Then that's pretty.
Yep.
But look, certainly some people's assessment of their pet's weight is pretty off, and it can go either way. You know, we might have a dog who's a beautiful body weight, and the client will say, "Oh, someone told me they were skinny," or we might have a dog who's like morbidly obese, and they might think this is pretty normal. You know, Labradors, for example, the majority are overweight now, and so just our point of reference as a normal Labrador is probably just a fat Labrador now. You know, that's just the reality. They're just like us. Like the obesity rates are increasing, like, you know,
massively with pets,
linearly in line with human obesity rates. Yeah.
Wow, why is that? I wonder.
Probably availability of food. You know, puppy dog eyes. Maybe their pets tend to be more of the member of the family now. Whereas I think in the past they had more utility, perhaps. So there are some kind of, you know, cultural attitudes changing, availability and variety, affordability of treat foods, that sort of thing. So a lot of factors.
So how can people help their dog lose weight then? If it, like, because for my dog, she's got to lose 10% of her weight. She needs to lose a kilo. She's 10 kilos.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
So come on, help me out here.
Yeah, great. So first thing we do is we work out some way to control our calories, which I think we just covered a bit. So we have let's say switching to a dry food diet is generally very useful because of the consistency. You know, we can look at a lower calorie dog food. There are some dog foods that are a little bit more high protein, higher fat, lower carb, so sort of in line with the more sort of paleo, low carb type diets. Dogs don't go into ketoacidosis, but similar sort of idea there. And like I was saying, we've got just genuine low calorie diets. So you look at a diet where you can really control the amount of calories going in, and then you work out your target weight, and then you basically feed less so that you get consistent weight loss until you hit that target weight.
So you don't just like cut their food in half to start with then?
Yeah, half's pretty dramatic, but it's possible to do that if they're morbidly obese. You can do it safely. Yeah, potentially. I mean, that's fairly radical. You'd have to be pretty big, but I wouldn't rule it out. I think a normal dose reduction in food would be something like 20%, 25% if they're quite overweight. So, but it's not just, for that calorie reduction to be consistent, we need control over those calories. Whereas, if we're cooking our diets, or they're getting treats, or if they're if we're putting all different foods in their bowl, we can actually control the diets, or if they're eating other dogs' food as well.
So there you have it. It's easy to show love through food for your pet. You've got to hold off, because in the long run, they're going to thank you for it. Even though, you want to feed them some food, just give them a good belly rub. Especially if they're a bit of a Buddha belly rub. They'll love it. And go and see Can's Vets if your Bubba is a little bit of a chubba wubba and needs to lose some weight.